Hey everybody, Big Anklevich here, podcaster, author, and losing weight guy. It's update time. I have finished week 4 of my process, and let's see how the week went. It is Thursday right now, so after I finished my weigh-in video on Tuesday, I went and had myself some breakfast, and for breakfast I had, it's been a while now, I'm kind of forgetting. I think I had bacon and eggs is what I had for breakfast, and I'm pretty sure that was it. And then I started making this creation, this plan that I had. I chopped up a bunch of liver, and then I took that and mixed it in with some ground beef. Some of that really cheap ground beef, the 70-30 basically fat content, the fattiest ground beef you can get. And I mixed it all together, just mooshed it all together with my hands in a bowl. It's pretty gross. And then I formed them into some burgers. And I cooked those. I tried frying the first few in the frying pan with some butter. And that was kind of a mess. So the last few of them I just put on a broiler pan and I put them in the oven. Had those for lunch. They weren't as good as I wanted them to be. I don't know what the deal was. My ground beef and liver that I just, cooked up in the frying pan before, the stuff that I just finished off last week, it was better. I don't know what the difference was. I think maybe having in smaller chunks and having, I put a lot of butter in it when I did that last time. So frying it up in that butter probably really helped the taste. I've said it before, I'm not a fan of liver. And so I feel like I should eat it, but I also do my best to hide the taste of it. And I guess I just didn't succeed this time. Sad thing is I've got like 6 or 7 more burgers of this stuff to eat, and I will need to do that because liver is good for you despite the taste. So after that I did my fast, and I fasted for 42 hours, so from lunchtime on Tuesday until breakfast time this morning on Thursday. It was kind of a tougher fast than it has been for me for a little while. My stomach was grumbling a lot, and it took a little bit of effort, a little bit of willpower to make it through. I was hungry. And maybe, the fact that they had a big luncheon here at work might have had something to do with it, because it smelled good and there was a lot of stuff around. I did take some treats, put them in a bowl and save it, and took it home and gave them to my kids. But I didn't eat any of that stuff myself. This morning I got up, I had some bacon, and I also got myself some sausage last night. So I cooked some sausage up too, and some eggs. And by the time I was done, I had probably eaten a little too much. I was pretty full, especially considering that, my next meal is supposed to be just like 4 hours later before I head out to work again. And I just wasn't hungry for it. I mean, I made myself eat it. I had I cooked a barbecued ribeye steak, and then I also decided I need to get some fish going on in my diet. So I got some salmon, and I fried that up in a bunch of butter and salt. And let me tell you, that was pretty good. I am not a fish person. My mom hated fish, and so we never had it growing up. And so basically I'm kind of almost afraid of fish. But I tried it, and it was tasty. I think salmon is probably the least fishy of the fish. And it was pretty good. Everybody at my house tried it. All the kids, my wife, they all tried it and declared it to be good, although my wife said I cooked it too long. I don't know. I thought it was great. I ate the ribeye, and now I'm starting into my next fast. Probably 5 hours in. Got only, 37 more hours to go. So it's Sunday night. I didn't have any place else to shoot this at this point, so I just went in the backyard. Hopefully that fountain thing that's going back there isn't too loud. Anyways, I had another fast on Friday. I was 41 hours, I think, is as far as I got on that one. I didn't make it 42 because I had to get up the frickin' crack of dawn to get my son to his last swim meet. Luckily, it's the last one. So I won't have to deal with this getting up at the crack of dawn thing on Saturdays anymore, which will make my Friday fast probably a little longer, probably a couple hours. I may get up to 44 hours with those just because I don't want to drag my butt out of bed. On Friday morning, I got up and I went straight away and put some bacon into the oven to cook. I think I may do a video where I show you how I prepare bacon. I don't know if it's a normal thing to do bacon this way, but I like it. So I put some bacon in the oven to cook, and I went to cook some eggs, and I found that we only had one left, and it's not even worth heating up the pan for me to eat one egg. So I didn't bother. I grabbed 2 hamburgers, the frozen ones that I get from Costco, out of the freezer, and I microwaved that real quick, and I took those with me as my breakfast. So we finished up the swim meet, and then after the swim meet, we went grocery shopping. While we were at Costco, I was really hungry at this point. It was pretty late in the day, and the last thing I'd eaten was at 6 a.m. So I went, you know what, I'm going to get hot dogs here. So I got 2 hot dogs with no buns. I wonder what the content of those things are. I'm probably like doing a really bad thing eating hot dogs from Costco. Who knows? But I had those, and that was it. And I was still hungry, and then we went to the next store that we go to, because we only get a few things at Costco each week. And at that store, I saw they had lunch meat. And I thought, that's something that I could just eat right now. As soon as we walked out the door, I could rip that open and just eat it. I got some ham. It said it was uncured, and it was smoked ham. They had a honey ham, and I was pretty sure that was probably not a good idea. So I got the smoked kind, and I ate that as we went about our way. We had to go to one more store. It was a long grocery shopping trip this time around, so I ate that. And then I came home when we were finally done grocery shopping, and I cooked up the steak that I'd planned to eat for lunch. And I went to eat that, and I really wasn't that hungry anymore because I'd eaten basically a whole package of lunch meat. It may have been like a pound. I don't know. It was a lot of lunch meat, but I was hungry. And then I ate a little bit of the steak and wound up leaving most of it for later. And that was what I ate. I think that was probably a mistake. That was basically like eating 4 meals because, I had my breakfast, but then I had hot dogs, waited like a good half hour at least, and then I had lunch meat, waited another good half hour, and then had steak. That was probably dumb. I think I may have ruined my progress. I may be lucky if I make my goal. On Sunday, then I got up in the morning and I had bacon and eggs. My wife made it for me. She's like, hey, happy Father's Day. Here's breakfast for you. Bacon and eggs, it's stuff that you eat. So you can eat this, right? And I was like, well, yeah, I can do that because that's what I eat every day. Of course, the portion was a lot smaller than I usually eat. But, I ate it all, and I was okay, but I was hungry earlier than I normally am. And so I was jonesing for dinner earlier than usual, so I started bugging her, and she made it a special Father's Day dinner that she had prepared. Again, she was looking for stuff that I could eat. She got me salmon and steak. And then a gigantic rainstorm came in, and the rain was just pouring down. She's like, well, can't do your steak on the barbecue. I could put it in the oven. And I was just like, I don't want that. So I just grabbed the steak out of the fridge that was left over from the day before, and we reheated that. She made some salmon. It was pretty good. And that's what I've had. And now I'm starting into another fast, several hours in. So there you go. That's how the week went. That's what I ate and how I fasted. I managed to stick with my plan, although I may have eaten a little bit much on the weekend. how did it turn out for me? After Sunday night, I fasted all the way through to this morning. Today's Tuesday. And when I quit my fast, it was a 38-hour fast. That was a little shorter than usual, but we ate a little later than usual on Sunday. It was Father's Day dinner. You know how that is. But this morning I got up, I got on the scale, and my goal, what I was hoping to get down to, was 271. Let's see how it turned out. All right, so there you go. It went all the way down to 270.0, 270 even. That means I lost 2.8 pounds this week and 27 pounds in total. So 4 weeks ago, I weighed 297. Now I weigh 270. So far, this is going pretty good. I'm still very pleased. I know that my pace is probably going to be right around this or less from here on out. It'll probably be 2 to 3 pounds a week. My goal for next week is going to be 268. I'll probably make that, I think. I realize that making goals when it comes to losing weight is kind of silly because what am I going to do? I can't make it go faster. You know, I just lose the weight that I lose. But I do like to do it just, at the very least, it gives me an idea as to how long it may take before I'll finally get to where I want to be, which is One-derland. According to my projections, should be right at the end of January, which is really soon, but it's also really far away. I guess I built this weight up over a long period of time. It's not going to come off quickly. And it's probably better that it doesn't, because if it comes off too quickly, I'll have a bunch of flab hanging around that I'll have to fast off. Anyways, so there you go. Another successful week. I've made it through 4 weeks, which is basically a month, my first month of doing this, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty proud of how it went. So there you go. We'll see you again next week.